I was in a hurry to get home. The main road was long, and I knew a shortcut through the woods. I had taken it once before during the day, but now the sun was setting, and the trees cast long, dark shadows. Still, I didn't think much of it. It was just a short walk. The air was cooler inside the woods, and the sounds of the road quickly faded behind me. Leaves crunched under my feet, and the wind whispered through the trees. I followed the narrow dirt path, expecting to see the other side soon. But after a few minutes, something felt wrong. The path seemed longer than I remembered. I hadn't reached the open field that should have been ahead. Instead, the trees grew thicker, their branches twisting together overhead, blocking the fading light. I stopped, looking around. Everything looked the same: tall trees, rough bark, scattered leaves. But I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. I checked my phone, but there was no signal. I turned back, deciding to return the way I came, but the path behind me was gone. The trees stood close together, as if the trail had never existed. A chill ran down my spine. I hadn't wandered off. I was sure of it. But there was no sign of the path I had taken. The only way to go was forward. After walking for a few more minutes, I saw lights in the distance, warm yellow lights like street lamps or windows glowing at night. Relief flooded through me. There was a town ahead. Maybe I had taken a wrong turn and ended up somewhere new. At least I could ask for directions. As I got closer, I saw small houses lining a cobblestone street. The town looked old, like something from a history book. The houses had wooden shutters and roofs made of dark tiles. A few people walked along the street, dressed in simple, old-fashioned clothes. They didn't seem surprised to see me. In fact, they barely looked at me at all. I approached a man standing near a cart filled with vegetables. "Excuse me," I said. "Can you tell me where I am?" The man turned to me slowly. His face was pale, his eyes dark. He studied me for a long moment before finally speaking. "You are here," he said simply. Then he turned away and continued arranging his vegetables. His answer made no sense. I tried again with an older woman carrying a basket. "I think I got lost," I said. "Can you tell me the way back to the main road?" She paused, then gave me a small, polite smile. "There is no road," she said. A cold fear crept into my chest. That wasn't possible. I had walked into these woods from a road. The town had to connect to something. I looked around again. The air felt heavy, thick, like a storm was coming. Yet the sky was clear. No wind, no rustling leaves, just silence. Even the people, though moving, seemed unnaturally quiet. Their footsteps made no sound. I stepped forward, my shoes clicking against the cobblestones. "There has to be a way out," I said, half to myself. A child nearby looked up. "No one leaves," she said in a soft voice. My heart pounded. "What do you mean?" She didn't answer. She just turned and ran into a house, slamming the door behind her. I tried again, walking up to a small shop with glass windows. Inside, shelves were lined with goods: canned food, bread, and old-fashioned bottles. The man behind the counter watched me as I entered. "Please," I said, "I need to get out of here. How do I leave?" The man's eyes narrowed. "You shouldn't have come," he said quietly. My stomach twisted. "I didn't mean to. I just took a shortcut." His face darkened. "There are no shortcuts," he said. "Only paths." The door behind me creaked. I turned and saw the street was now empty. The lights in the houses had dimmed. The air was colder. I rushed outside, my breath quick and uneven. I had to find the way back. I ran down the street, past houses that all looked the same. I turned corner after corner, but every road led back to the same spot: a large stone fountain in the center of the town. My chest tightened. I was trapped. Then I heard something. A whispering sound, coming from the shadows between the houses. It grew louder, surrounding me. I turned, but no one was there. The lights flickered. The ground felt unsteady beneath my feet. The whispering grew into a low hum, then a voice. Many voices overlapping. "You belong here now." I stumbled back, shaking my head. "No," I whispered. "No, I don't." Darkness closed in, the town blurred, its buildings twisting, warping. The ground shifted, and suddenly I was falling. And then silence. I gasped, sitting up. The woods. I was back in the woods. The air was cool again, the trees swaying gently. I scrambled to my feet. The path was in front of me, clear and solid. The road was just ahead. I ran, not stopping until I reached the street. My legs burned. My heart pounded. When I turned back, the woods were still. Just trees, just leaves. No town. I never took that shortcut again.